down, slow down, slow down. I got him. Oh my goodness, come on. There, come on in. Wait. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness.
Hey folks, it's that time of year. I'm going to take you through today on what we want to do to get ready for the wahoo, my favorite fish. I'm inside here in my workshop, and I'm going to take you through some things that'll get you ready. We need lures, we need to check our gear. You're going to see here that I've been working on some of my heavy gear here. This to me, these are mandatory for your wahoo. I've been able to figure out that I've got some issues with these pinions. They've been slipping. I don't know if you can see here right in the corner. They've been slipping. You can see, check out the other one. Just these wahoo eat them up. So I gotta get that repaired. So that's what's going on with those two there. You see the gear is ready to go here. We've got our electrics. So we're gonna be checking everything out. We're gonna get ready. And get ready for these wahoo. So I'm gonna take you through a couple of things that I do to get ready for wahoo season. We've got a lot of tackle, and these fish will really put them through the wear. Here's weights of the trade, if you will. I like heavy. A lot of folks like using a little bit lighter. For me, I go pretty much same weight on all of them. This is a new weight that I tried last year. I kind of liked it. I'm gonna go again. I'm gonna throw it in the mix. It's got tapered end there, and that's right. So I'm happy about that. And then over here, really important, is your shock leaders. Right? We're going to make sure all those connections are ready to go and then can take the rigor of the season. So I'll walk through some of those details with you in a little bit. So thanks for tuning in. Smash that subscribe button so I can give you some more of these going forward. See you in a little bit.
Out of here, maybe. See that tail, how funky? I think it's a wahoo, dude. You ready? Yeah. It's a wahoo, it's a wahoo, it's a wahoo. I got him. God damn it! Bam! Bam! Bam!
Okay, we're going to talk about the first piece. It's going to be the weights. So again, these are the ones I like. And we're going to take a look at what do I do to get ready, right? So these guys have been with me probably a couple seasons. We lose them a lot. We hook up to, for different reasons we lose them, and they're not cheap. But here's what you don't want to do is lose the fish. So here's the first part, right? What am I looking for? You see that connection here? It's got some coloration on it. It's starting to oxidize. So that what I'm going to do with that is I'm not concerned that that's going to fail, but it could fail. So I'm going to take a look at that. I'm looking at the springs. So I'm going to put grease to all that. I'm going to take a little pad here and show you what I got here. I'm going to grab one of these guys right here, and I'm going to work that off. I'm going to get all that off here. I need two hands, so I'm not going to do it now. But basically, just grab one of these, take that off, and get some WD-40 on it, and you'll be fine. I'm looking for any frays on the line. I'm looking for kinks right here. They'll get kinked up. That when you store them, like in a bucket or something, when you put them in the boat, a lot of people just throw these in a bucket. Not a good idea. I wrap them in towels. right? I'll wrap them in a towel like that so they don't mess up your gel coat, and put them on the ground, on the bottom of the boat, if you will. And when they don't get kinked, when they get kinked right here, this when they'll start failing, right at that junction right there. All right, so I'm looking at this guy. This guy needs to get a little padding as well. I'm looking at all of them here. They look pretty good. This one I probably did that, and I like putting the heat sink on them. But none of them are kinked. Another thing is when I get the weight, I'll always make sure that I straighten it as much as possible, and that'll help it from spinning. All right, so that's your weights. Take a little pad to these guys. Typically these guys don't go bad, right? This is not a weak link, but it can be. I've actually had these crimps come off. I've had a fish lose a couple of fish actually with these crimps, so that's why I don't trust crimps anymore. I crimp them myself now. So that was first step, weights. Let's take a look at second piece, your shock leader. Shock leader is absolutely critical. I go 40 to 50 feet of 400-pound test. You know, the thicker the line, you're going to hand line that last 40 feet with gloves, obviously. And you want something you can grab onto because the boat's still moving and you're holding, you got a lot of weight back there. So nice thick line is good for that. I use braid, typically either braid or Monell when I'm trolling. So there's zero give there. So you need something to give you a little bit of shock, if you will, leader. And so I'm gonna look at these as well. Same deal. I'm gonna take a look at the connections here. I made these myself, and I'm looking at all of these pieces. It's important to take a look at this. Got a little corrosion on it, not too bad. It's not too bad. I probably have two on here. Yeah, I've got two of them on there. So that's what I'm gonna look at. Take a look at there. I'm looking for frays. Typically not an issue with this really thick line. I've got several of these that I run. So I run 4 lines when I'm trolling for the Wahoo. I love being able to put at least 4 lines in, or maximum 4 lines. And when I'm by myself, I'll only troll 3 or just 2. It's really tough to manage by yourself. So again, just taking a look at, see if there's any frays in these. These will probably last me about 2 or 3 seasons if you take care of them. Right? I keep them in air conditioning. Oh, looks like my coffee's coming. There's Michelle out there. So I'm gonna hit pause here while I take down some of that stuff. But the next thing we're gonna talk about is lures. So I'm gonna take you through the lures. This is a major fail area. This is, I think, the second most important piece. There's 2 more pieces we're gonna look at. We're gonna look at all the reels. And then we're going to look at your gaff. Make sure your gaff is ready. These guys will put your gaffs through some serious damage. So, see you in a little bit.
Monster. It's a monster. Oh my God! Go. Got it? Yeah, I got him. Are you on the way? Oh, I got him. Coming in.
Oh yeah, boy! That's what we came here for! Oh shit!
That's about 70 pounds.
Holy shit, that's a monster!
Lures. Well, everybody's got their favorite colors. I'm particular to some. But let's take a look at the lures and let's see what condition they're in. They've been sitting in here in storage for me all year. I don't really use them for Wahoo. We're gonna pull these guys out and see what the arsenal looks like. It's nice to keep them in these black bark bags. I mean, they really do well in them. Here's one that we affectionately call the Barbie lure. You see the hot pink, right? More importantly, take a look at here. Not a lot of oxidation. Not a lot of oxidation at all, right? I'm sitting in that bag all year. So I look like I'm looking to see what state are all the plastics. Are they still vibrant as far as the colors are concerned? Are these going to cause any issues as far as getting tangled up? I'm looking for frays in the cabling. So we're going to take a quick look at the cable on this one specifically. Right? It's a little potential little kink there, not a big deal. This one looks ready to rock and roll. I made these myself. I like these smaller hooks. These are in size 9. Jobus, I believe they're called. They are spectacular. I took an increase of landed fish last year, and I've given this a lot of credit to these hooks. I just feel that they're smaller and they track better. And I had a ton of them a ton of the strikes that actually the fish ate both hooks. They don't have they have a much harder time getting off when they've got both hooks in them. So really like that setup. Okay, just show you a couple more. I'm not showing them all to you, but kind of show you what the storage does for you, right? I mean, these storing them with this as well helps with the mylar. Do a quick reveal on that. And I think it's important to have a varied amount of different colors. Okay, here's your standard black and red. And a lot of people like those colors. Right, with the black skirt. This guy's got some, looks like it took a nice hit here. If you can see the cut, it looks like someone really liked it. Right? And this is probably not done by me. Well, I guess I did do it, but I probably just enhanced this one here. You can see that it's got the bigger hooks. I just kept them, and then I probably did the heat sink piece. But that's pretty standard. I don't like having the long cable like that. I like it much shorter. So anyway, there's another one from the arsenal there. And so I'm not gonna take you through all of them. I kind of show them to you here so you can see what we got. Got a couple different colors. Got a nice orange one there, blue and white, right? Got some more over here. One second here. Both hands. Right, got a couple more. As we call this one, Latigre, affectionately. And that one's all kinds of colors on that one, right? So you'll see I'm pretty particular to hot pink. I just have had a lot of luck with them, man. So as soon as they start getting frayed in any way, any of these Barbie lures start getting frayed on me, I will replace those right away. Blue and white's really good. You can see these guys have been chewed on right there, right? Got some damage, but there's plenty still there. I probably will not reskirt that. I'll probably just run it just like that. I just think there's plenty there still. You can see this guy that stayed outside wasn't in one of those protective here. I've had it outside. Look at the deoxidation. A lot more here, right? I don't like that at all. What I look at is these barbs. I want to make sure those barbs are still, the oxidation hasn't damaged them to the point where they've weakened or gotten smaller. And if they have, I'll replace the hook. So those are the things I'm looking for.
Ya, levántalo.
What we're going to go through next is your reels. This is priority number one. These guys have got to be able to have the line capacity to take a hit and keep running. because you can have a probability of picking up some more. So you need a lot of line. I like to run 100-pound braid. You can see right here. I have 2 electrics that I put in my mix, which are the kristal-reels. They're spectacular. I mean, I can't tell you how good they've been. They've been excellent. I'm looking at the guides. These are brand new, so I know that I'm not going to have any trouble with them. But I will put I'll put all kinds of, oil. Make sure these guys are all perfectly oiled up. And very important, if you guys have any crystals, you make sure you get some WD-40 and you go right into the sides here. Another thing I'll do is mark the lines. Marking the lines is absolutely critical. You have to mark your lines. There's folks that just like counting. You want 1,000, 2, 1,000. You put them out and then just stagger them. I don't know, man. I put 4 lines out and I still get tangles every now and then, and they are a nightmare with the braid. You lose so much. I mark them with floss. I have different colors for different lengths, and my tangles have gone down to very, very little, and you need that. You need that. Not so much in the Keys. We do more straight runs. We don't do the high-speed trolling where you cut in and cut out and do those big S turns like you do in the Bahamas. It's really not needed here. I haven't found the need to do that. But so I'm looking here. This is a brand new reel. It's got maybe 1 season in it. This one's got 2 seasons in it. So they're brand new. They just got serviced. So I know drag-wise, I'm fine. I know that line capacity, this guy needs new line. And then this one here, I am going to check it because I've done a lot of deep dropping with this guy. You've probably seen the videos. Caught a lot of mutton with them and golden tiles and all kinds of other fun stuff. So I'm going to strip some line out and just kind of feel to see if there's any fraying or anything, because the Wahoo are going to strip out quite a bit of line. I put my electrics further out, and then these bad boys here, as I mentioned earlier, are what I use shorter to the boat. But last year they absolutely wrecked them, and I showed you earlier what the deal was. Maybe you can. This one's not so bad. It's right here in the corner, if you see, but this one just got totally wrecked. So what happens is when it's the drag, it's set, you have it set there, and the drag is set, the fish will hit, and it'll free spool. It'll come off of there's no drag at all. It just starts skipping, and it's a disaster because there's no tension in the line. So I lost a couple of fish last year like that, and that's not going to happen again. If these don't make it back and ready, then we go to my originals, which I'm going to show them to you here. My original bad boys here are the 80s. So these guys are all ready to go. A little dark in here, but you can probably get the gist of it. I've got 2 Shimano 80s that I've caught a lot of Wahoo, and those would be my backups. They are sitting in here in air conditioning, so they're good to go.
Sigue virando. Ahí estás bien, ahí estás bien. Está chiquitico. Espérate, déjame concentrarme aquí.
All right, let's talk about your leashes. Absolutely critical. The rod holders on your boat, at least for me, I've had to replace the pins on the bottom. I think I've got them right here. You can see. Here's a rod holder made by Lee's, right? There's the pin gone completely, right? You smash them. So I've gone to this mode, right? Put a screw in there, done that. They've smashed those too. So I've replaced. Actually, here's a fun one. This was on my. I put one of the electrics on the seat, and it tore. The Wahoo ripped it right off. Not designed for that. I get it, but that was. I mean, they will put your tackle through absolute hell. So you need to be ready. So if you don't want to lose your $2,000 gear, I highly recommend you leash everything down. These are like $10. Not a big deal, right? Leash them, tie it to a cleat, and you're good to go. Absolutely mandatory, if you ask me. Okay, so last piece, gaffs. So you'll see that we had a major malfunction here on the gaff. Literally, this is one of those carbon fiber deals, and they're wonderful because you can literally, with just nothing, you can reach out there and grab them. And you want that. You want to be able to have that flexibility to get them. Where you really want them to have them is straight up and down, right? When they're straight up and down, you just gaff them and just bring them straight up. Is really how you properly want to do it. But what you're end up going to be doing is you're going to reach out and you're going to try to hook them through the head and get them in the boat, and they're going to swing around. So gaff wise, I highly recommend these. Well, this one's Ocean Master. It's absolutely wonderful thing, but we broke it, right? We smashed it here, as you can see. You need to have, I'm going to get that repaired obviously and get it ready. So that's basically it. I mean, if you prepare yourself, you're going to catch more fish. As far as spread's concerned, you know, have at it. Ask me questions. I have no problems in answering all the stuff that we've learned down here in the Keys. This is not like the Bahamas, obviously. You go to the Bahamas, you can troll a shoe backwards and catch a wahoo. You need to be very well prepared here in the Keys to be able to do it. As far as timing is concerned, they come down, they go all the way down to Key West, and you know, when they hit your area, you need to be ready, and they are tasty. So thanks for joining us, and appreciate the time you spent, and hopefully I can help you catch some more wahoo. Take care.